Why are British energy companies allowed to legally steal your money?
Can anyone explain why our water bill has tripled?
You may agree or disagree with me on this, but I'm going to say it anyway. The cost of living is awful.
Your dog gets sick tomorrow and the vet hands you a £7,000 bill. What do you actually do?
Now, this cost of living is acting like we all need to join the cartel.
And talk about something other than work. What is going on in the UK right now? Right, so I've seen a lot of videos going around where people have said, like, they've made videos and been like, I literally work 30, 40, 50, 60 hours a week and I have the bare minimum to spend at the end of the month once all my bills are paid, and that just includes, say, like having a roof over your head, a car, being able to drive to said job, and just basic human rights, you know, being a person, like getting food shopping, being able to, you know, eat for the month. And they've probably got like £100 disposable or something like that. That's what the crux of the videos are. And then you have these people. This is how, like, brainwashed people are, especially here. You have these people that comment like, well, your lashes and your hair and your nails look done, and you're sitting there moaning about money. I'm sorry, is that not why we go to work? Do we not go to work so that we can have the life that we want and buy ourselves nice things? Right? The problem isn't the people getting their nails done, because I'm sorry, you would not catch me working for 50 odd hours a week and not being able to afford or treat myself at the end of that month. And that is all I do for myself, because all of my disposable money has went on basic living essentials.
Welcome to Blighty Blighted, your daily reminder that, like you saw from the thumbnail, the bills in Britain have gone completely out of control. Now then, do you remember when the postman used to bring good news? A birthday card, a letter from a friend, perhaps a check if you were lucky. Nowadays, he arrives looking like the Grim Reaper with a satchel. Every envelope says the same thing. That'll cost you. It's extraordinary. The electricity bill, the gas bill, the water bill, the broadband bill, the mobile phone bill, the council tax, the insurance, the TV license, the mortgage or the rent. By the time you've paid the essentials, you're wondering if there's enough left for a loaf of bread. My wallet's so empty, even the moths have moved out. It's not just the size of the bills, it's how relentless they are. You finally pay one, then another appears. You think you've caught up. Then the renewal notice lands on the doormat. Bills breed faster than rabbits, and they're twice as expensive to keep. Back in my day, you paid your bills, put a few pounds aside, and might even have enough left for a night at the pub.
Like, living alone in the UK right now is so expensive. All my bills have gone up. My council tax bill has just come in and it is a 4.9% increase on last year. And when I complain, people say, oh, you know, you just need to budget better. Look at what you're spending every month. Look at all your subscriptions that you don't use anymore. I do not live beyond my means. I work really hard. And the reason I work hard is because I want to enjoy life. I don't work to pay my bills. I work to live. Feel the same.
Hello, I just wanted to clear up that I didn't mean to offend anybody with my post earlier on about our 80 pence a week that Andy Burnham's going to save us on our electricity bills. It was a joke, and it was funny because the headline that I read was electricity bills are getting slashed. It's not exactly getting slashed, but anyways, I didn't mean to offend anybody, and I'm sorry if I did. I'm not really a political person. I was just thought it was funny that we're going to save 80 pence a week. So apologies if I did offend anybody, because I genuinely didn't mean to. I've just been out for tea with the girls. I am stuffed. I had sausage and cheddar cheese mash, and then I had a cheesecake. It was amazing. I'll show you.
Because that's exactly what they're doing. Look at this. I've got nearly £1,000 of my money in their bank account, while they're still taking 300 quid out of mine every single month. So I called them to get my cash back, and I got hit with a wall of corporate script. Oh, sorry sir, our forecasting model shows that your direct debit is optimised for your projected winter usage. Optimised? It's July. Imagine putting 20 quid of fuel in the car. You give the guy a 50 and he pockets the change because you might need a top up in November. They're sat on billions of our pounds earning interest, but if your account drops by a tenner, they immediately adjust your direct debit to cover it. So give me my cash back, you Kentucky Fried Muppets. Are they holding your money hostage too, or is it just me?
Here's my update on British Gas. Because if you've been here a long time, you'll know that I am not a big fan of them, as in the company and how it's ran. We've lived in our house for 3 years and we have constant issues with our bills. Overcharging us, not giving us refunds. So today, I got told that they owed me £285. And I thought, wow, what a great start to a Monday. Gonna pop that straight into my savings. And then at the end of the conversation, oh, sorry miss. It appears we've had a technical issue and we've forgotten to update your account. They forgot to update my account. You actually owe us £291. What? I said, how is that possible? I am in credit of £285. I pay my bills every single month without fail. I am never late on a payment. I never miss a payment. Yeah, I'm really sorry, miss. We just forgot to update your account. Huh. Wow. So here I was thinking I'm going to be £285 richer. But actually, I'm not any richer. In fact, I'm a little bit poorer. If I could change suppliers, I really, really, really would. Apart from that, I've had a great Monday. My Monday moan is officially over. Goodbye.
Energy prices are ridiculous. Broadband costs are annoying. Everything feels more expensive right now. But constantly moaning about it whilst doing absolutely nothing different, that's not helping you. Now, I say this with love because I've been there. I used to think the only way to earn more was to work more. I'm a midwife, I did nights, weekends, Christmases. I was exhausted, I had less time with my family. And then I found Utility Warehouse. I simplified my own bills, I started helping other families do the same, and that opened up a way for me to save money and earn money. This is your reminder. You can either keep scrolling past solutions, you can keep saying everything's expensive, you can keep moaning about it, or you can keep waiting for things to magically get easier. Or you can actually look, check your bills, ask the questions, see what's possible, because complaining, it changes nothing. Action does. If you want to look at your bills or you want to earn some extra income, send me a message or comment action.
A few years ago, we were paying £65 a month to Southern Water. Then it went up to £91. Now it's doubled to £180 a month. Same number of people in the household, same usage. The only thing that's changed is the bill. And it just seems outrageous. Are you a Southern Water customer? Has your bill increased? Please drop your numbers in the comments and perhaps we can compare.
They've got to be taking the fucking piss, haven't they? Andy Burnham and John Healy think they've cracked it on this one. VAT is being removed from energy bills across the UK. And it's going to be paid for by scrapping the digital ID system. And it's going to save the average family across the UK about 45 quid a year. Based on my calculations, that's roughly about £3.75 a fucking month. I know, it's fucking life-changing and it fills me with hope. This isn't fucking news. Is £3.74 a month going to make any fucking difference in yours and your family's life? Let's be honest, this isn't going to help anybody. £3.74 doesn't even get you a fucking Happy Meal these days. Now, this massive energy bill saving is going to come into play from October, and it's estimated to cost the government £850 million this year, which, as I said, is going to be paid for by the scrapping of the digital ID system. John Healy, Andy Burnham's new Chancellor, has said this should provide families with a little bit of reassurance this winter. £3.75 a fucking month? I don't think so.
Right, so I know I'm not going to be the only one on this. I am genuinely concerned how much it is costing to do a food shop now. So I've just nipped in after work for some snacks for kids while they're off school. Just a couple of bits for tea tonight and tomorrow night. It's not even a weekly shop and I've just spent £70. Like, it's getting out of hand. We are a family of 6 this week though, so there is quite a lot of us, so yeah, but I'm going to show you what I've actually bought for £70. So I've just unpacked it and I could actually cry looking at it. I'm going to turn camera around, wait. That's what I got for 70 quid. Obviously there's 6 of us, so everything I have to buy is usually in 2s. So on the cod, vegetables, stir fry, potatoes, chicken nuggets, noodles, quick snacks for kids. £70. What? Just, it doesn't even make 4 meals, and that's 70 quid. I will add, meat-wise, there was 1 piece of steak, because we're having some belly pork that we've got in fridge tonight, and my son don't like it, so I got him a bit of steak. I've got gammon from my other son that also don't like belly pork, 1 pack of chicken, 1 pack of ham, 2 packs of sliced beef, but yeah, £70. £70. I could cry.
The cost of living in the UK was completely out of control, and that's why we left. We left nearly 3 years ago because as 2 full-time working parents was not enough for us to sustain the life that we had in the UK. We were basically surviving. We were not living, and we had really good jobs, high-paid jobs with really good salaries, and this barely covered our rent, our bills, our council tax, childcare, food shops, you know, electric, and even if the car went wrong or something happened, the big chunk of money had to go out. We just felt like we were constantly chasing our tail, constantly paying stuff out. And then we had this tiny little pot left over to actually enjoy ourselves and do things that we wanted to do. And then because there wasn't enough money, we would then put it onto a credit card, and then we were in this massive circle of debt. So I could just see us doing this for the next 40 years and completely saying goodbye to our lives until it's time to retire, and we're either too ill or too old to enjoy it. And our life basically flashed before our eyes, especially the kids' childhood. We have 3 children, and I thought, I'm not going to see my kids' childhood because I'm going to be so busy working, trying to support them. It is just a crazy vicious circle that I didn't want to be a part of. So we left the UK. We now have a much simpler life, and like today we just filled up our moped for £4, the same petrol that you have in the UK, and that's a full tank that's going to last me for 2 weeks, £4. You know, it's absolutely crazy. And now we don't have any of the stuff. We live a much simpler life. We don't have to go to a 9 to 5, and I get to see my kids' childhood. So I know what I would rather pick, and that's why we left the UK. So many people ask, and it's the cost of living. It was just too high.
Because this is happening more and more across the UK. Vet surgeries used to be local, independent, fairly priced, and now a huge number have been bought up by private companies, rolled into chains, and the prices have just kept climbing year after year after year. The competition watchdog has found that vet prices have been rising more than double the rate of inflation. Things that used to cost a couple of £100 are now thousands of pounds, sometimes tens of thousands of pounds. And the worst part is they know exactly what they're doing, because when your pet is ill, it's not just an animal. For most people, their pets are like family, like their own kids. So when you're stood there emotional, stressed, worried, and they give you a massive bill, what are your choices? What are you going to do? You pay it or risk losing them. I honestly think this is where a line is being crossed up and down the country. That's not just a business anymore, it's taking advantage. I'd generally like to hear your experiences on this. How much have you been charged at a vet's? Have you had any crazy bills or situations where you've felt like you've been backed into a corner? Because finally it looks like something might be changing here. The watchdog is stepping in, pushing for price transparency, forcing vets to publish their prices, and even capping subscription plans at £21, which to me is a step in the right direction, but probably long overdue, because this whole situation, it feels like pure greed. I post daily from the road. Follow for more.
Somebody who's got multi-billionaire pounds in the bank, but pays someone the minimum wage to work 14, 15 hours out in this heat, in this pressure, delivering mail, on a construction site, delivering food to people, is not right. It is fundamentally not right, and it is greed.
No, I've actually had to pull over a minute and get like a share bag of chocolate. Let me put a minute. I want to know what kind of prison sentence comes with not paying your council tax. Because I'm being extorted. £215 a month, right? Surely the maths haven't added up somewhere with this, right? Because how can you say that's where the discount mind? Single discount, surely single is half price, half the person. If you're in a two-person relationship, some people in more, whatever, that's their business. If I was with somebody and they were paying half my bills, then I would pay half. But if they're giving me a discount, it's rude. You may as well not give me a discount. But £250 for what? What exactly? Because this itemised bill doesn't show nothing other than £360 and 12 pence to the Police and Crime Commissioner. Again, for what? Like, I want to know where the money's going and for what, because I want to boycott it, to be honest with you. I'm furious. It's 1/3 of my mortgage. How is that? Oh my God, I look like Hagrid, sorry. How is that acceptable? That's what I want to know. And, like, now I've been speaking to everyone, they're all saying, that looks worse. They've been saying that Neath Talbot is worse. Well, I've been telling everyone this as well now. But apparently we're on the same as London. How? Again, for what? I want a bill. So yeah, if I'm in jail, you know why. Lack of paying council tax. And while I'm at it, who's the other guy who keeps knocking? The TV licence. He can keep knocking as well. Because I'm sick of this. And another thing that I just remembered, bin day. What? You're paying them for twice a week. They got the audacity. That's what Neath Talbot Council have got. The audacity to be sending me bills for £215 a month after discount. Shocking.
It's Monday. I've just gone to Aldi to do a weekly shop. I'd say now it's a bit more than a week, so maybe a week and a half kind of shop, yeah? Nappies, wipes, toilet rolls, cleaning stuff, laundry stuff, food. Not even a great load of mate. Sweet things, ice poles, cans of pop, yeah? Tell me why. Where is it? Tell me why I just spent 227 Great British pounds in fucking Aldi. It's not even Marks and Spencer's or Waitrose. It's Aldi. For my children probably to look up and tell me in a few days they want McDonald's, please. £227. I'm telling you, I'm going to start going to the cartel. Who wants to take me? I'll sell whatever you need.
I just got the council tax bill for 2026-2027. I cannot cope with this anymore. Honestly, I'm just so fed up of the cost of living in London. It doesn't matter how much money you make, it's going to be challenging to live here because it's just insane. Everything is going to increase again from April. For sure, salaries will be the same. And I'm wondering, like, how do you guys do? Like, what do you do? How do you survive? Because for me, the game changed when I started my travel business 4 years ago. And obviously now I have multiple streams of income. So I don't rely on one salary only. But I'm wondering, like, people who have only one job and one source of income, how do you live in London? Like, what do you do? I'm just curious. Because for me, it's insane. Honestly, look at this. So much money.
Water companies must try and help you if you are struggling to pay the bills. So, for example, that could be flexible payment plans, putting pauses on, telling you about hardship funds and grants that are available. There's no standardisation though, because all the water companies have something different. So you will need to contact them and tell them about your situation. And before starting any debt recovery, they must send you 2 prompts, including the bill. Water companies also have a social tariff available for people on a low income or certain benefits. So check that with your company too. Unless you're in an area which has compulsory water meters, like us, garden doesn't get watered quite as often as it used to, then you can trial a water meter for up to 2 years and stop at any time so you can see if it works for you. If you rent your property and you've got a contract for a minimum of 6 months, then you can actually ask for a water meter to be installed without your landlord's permission. But remember, the rules around tenancy have changed and the guidelines haven't quite kept up, so do check with your water company. Water companies must cap your bill, called water shore, in certain circumstances. So if you are on housing benefit or universal or pension credit and you have 3 or more children on housing benefit, or you have a medical condition which means that you need to use more water to manage it, After a consultation, the UK government said that the criteria will expand, but that's not going to happen until 2027. You'll be entitled to compensation if you've had interruptions to your supply. If you're in debt or you think you might go into debt, then do contact organisations that can help, like Citizens Advice, Turn to Us, the National Debt Line and Step Change, who all help in different ways with budgeting and managing your debt and access to grants that might be available in your local area. Share this for anyone you think it might help, and follow me for regular tips on saving money and particularly your consumer rights and how to assert them. How are you finding your water bills?
How do I tell the water company that I'm happy to pay my bill, however I'm going to pay what I've always paid and not the double amount that they're asking for? Bearing in mind, let me give you some context here. You might want to do this on quick speed because it's going to be a long one, but I'm pissed off. Right, I normally pay about 50 quid a month, right? That's fine, no problem. I've lived in this house for years, okay? My usage is the same, nothing's changed, same amount of people live here, blah, blah, blah. So the amount has always been pretty much the same. I get billed every September. No problem. They read the meter, they do the bill, and if it changes a few quid, it changes. No problem. I'm all paid up to date. No problem. Okay. Now tell me why yesterday I get an email saying, oh, we've reassessed your direct debit and we're going to put it up to £112. Basically double. Why? Tell me why when nothing's changed. Nothing's changed my end. So I messaged them and said, look, I have no problem paying my bill, but I just want to pay what I pay. And they're like, oh, well, we want you to get into credit ready for when the winter comes in and you use more. And I was like, I don't want to get into credit. Thanks. Like, I want the money in my bank and I will pay what I've used. I could always have done for the many, many years that I've been with you. Toing and froing, basically to be told that I have to pay it. And it's tough, and the only way I don't have to pay it is if I go to the pay less people and they look at my circumstances and my earnings. I was like, whoa, I'm not saying I'm not going to pay it. I've got no problem in paying it, but why are we doing a mid-year change? This has never happened before. The thing is, the bastards know they've got you by the shorts and curlies because there's no one else I can use. There's only one water company. So tell me, please tell me, what are you lot doing in this situation? What are my rights? I'm trying to read it up on it. It doesn't really make sense. I just want to pay what I've agreed to pay 6 months ago for the next 6 months. And then in September, when they read the meter and give me the new bill, I'll pay whatever it is again then, like I have done for the last 9 years. What do you guys do? Help a girl out here.
All as a nation got to stop paying our bills.
Go on, Brenda.
What can they do? The courts, they can't take us to court.
Yeah.
It's like 4 or 5 years, behind.
Go on, Brenda.
So let's split as a collective nation and have some backbone and saying we have had enough of this country.
Go on, Brenda, love. Go on. I don't know who you are. I don't know where you live, but I absolutely salute you. That is the sort of person we need to be ringing into radio stations. That is the sort of person we need to be seen on social media. Telling you as it is, this country and people, we've got no fucking backbone. We're paying more and more and more next year for water where these companies have dumped raw fucking sewage into our rivers, into our fucking lakes, because they've been fined massively. They then put the cost onto us and we've got to pay for it. People like Brenda, who says enough's enough. Enough is a fucking enough. Council tax, water bills, fucking energy bills, fuel bills. Enough is a fucking enough. We've taken the piss for far too long and we just...
Oh, man. Oh, what the fuck is going on in this country? Every fucking day, all I ever read is how prices are going up. More and more immigration happening. More and more fucking people, criminals coming here, getting given fucking free shit all the time. And here's me and every other fucking prick working our balls off, paying stupid amounts of money out all the time. It's just a joke, man. It's an absolute fucking joke. The price of food is a disgrace. Like, food's got no better. Like, literally, food's got no better at all. Food's shit. Yeah, it costs more money. It's like, literally, you might as well have cunt tattooed across your forehead. I don't fucking get it, man. Oh, man. Fucking butter. Like, some places it's like 5-6 quid a tub. And all it is like watered down shit with chemicals in now. It ain't like it used to be back in the day when it was nice. And it was like fucking 80p a fucking tub. 60p probably. Fuck me. I remember you could get to a chip shop and you could get a fucking scallop for 20p, 15p. 2 or 3 of them on some butties. Fucking hell, they'll fill you up for the fucking day, man. Back out playing football. Now, you're paying like over a quid for a fucking scallop. And most of the time, it ain't even tighter. It's like the measly, shittiest tater going. With a bag of shit fucking load of batter on it, and it tastes like just pure fucking grease out of the chip pan. Fuck me. What a load of bullshit.
Okay, be prepared for a rant. I am fucking, excuse my French, furious with this council tax malarkey. Like, this country is just getting an absolute greedy joke, and I am sick of it. Like, it is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Like, you're paying, I'm looking here now, right, I pay because I live in a village and I'm paying for the parish, so I'm paying for the church, okay, which is fair enough, it's not that much. But then you get on to what you're paying. Tyne and Weir, fire and rescue. I'm not being funny, like, I've got nothing against anything to do with Tyne and Weir fire and rescue, so this isn't at use. But, oh my God, police and crime commissioner for Northumbria. Again, got nothing wrong with the police or anyone that works in this sector. But why the hell am I paying £200 a month for this? Seriously? Like, yeah, I'm grateful for everything that, you know, the fire service do. Like, I could not do that. The police, etc. Again, this rant is not directed at you. My rant is directed at the friggin' stupid council and this government that think is acceptable to charge a household £200 a month for council tax. Do you know my bins sometimes have not even been emptied properly? Do you know that the bin men sometimes have left rubbish all over my floor and never picked it up, right? Like, I just don't get this country at all. Why are you so greedy that you want to take every single penny that we make off us? The tax is ridiculous. I worked a little bit harder last month, so I got a bit of a better wage, and I got the amount I got taxed was ridiculous. Like, it's just literally everything in this country is like a scam these days, and I'm actually sick of it. The amount of stuff that you have to pay out now is crazy. We're on a new build estate and we have to pay monthly for keep up. I mean, bearing in mind that maybe might come every couple of months to cut the grass. Like, to cut the grass. It's just ridiculous. And this letter that has come for the council tax yesterday is just
topped me over. £200 a month is disgusting. Never mind how expensive a mortgage is these days and how expensive food is to live and to survive. And me and my husband have both got good jobs and decent wages and we're still skint. It's just a joke. Like, it's an absolute joke. Oh, anyway, that's my rant done. Does anyone else just feel the same when they've looked at that council tax bill? Or like, what am I paying for? It's an absolute joke.
What is people's opinions on shoplifting? I've had a conversation with a family member and I think their opinion differs to mine. They think like people shoplifting is making the prices higher, which I understand it probably is having a bit of an impact, but do we think that's the full impact of why the cost of living has gone up so much and is set to go up by 50%? I think the fact we have a shoplifting epidemic speaks a lot about the government right now. Now, I've looked into it and they only really claim back on insurance with big losses like big thefts. But you know what's funny is my ex used to work for Eddie Stobot's and they used to handle all the fresh produce that goes to these stores, and there was pallets upon pallets of food being robbed every day by the high up manager. He was orchestrating it. He was getting one of his friends, to pull up in a van and loading all the pallets of meat and steaks onto the van. So do we think that is people who are robbing a small thing here and there on their food shop to save themselves a little bit of money? Or is it something else? Is it just that they're money grabbers? Now, I understand like one person stealing one thing isn't going to have too much of an impact, but multiple people, yes. But why are people doing that? Why is it getting so high, the level of shoplifting? Because our wages aren't going up, council tax is rising, things are being cut.
Today, payday arrives. You blink, and half your wages have vanished before you've even put the kettle on. Payday has become Britain's shortest national holiday. The worrying thing is that millions of ordinary people are no longer talking about luxuries. They're worrying about the basics: heating the house, keeping the lights on, putting decent food on the table, running a car to get to work. These aren't extravagant dreams. They're ordinary parts of life. Or at least they used to be. Brits have always been a resilient bunch. We'll laugh in the rain. We'll joke through hard times. We'll apologize to someone who's just bumped into us. But even the most patient people eventually ask, how much more can we take? Because if wages creep up while bills sprint ahead, something has to give. And for too many families, it's the little pleasures that disappear first. The meals out, the holidays, the hobbies, the savings. Life slowly becomes about surviving instead of living. Britain doesn't have a bill problem anymore. It has a bill epidemic. And until ordinary people feel they're getting ahead instead of merely keeping up, that pile of envelopes on the kitchen table will remain one of the most feared sights in Blighty. Cheerio, and if another bill drops through your letterbox today, tell it to join the queue.